Hello, my name is Kendra. I apologize for the low video quality. I'm doing this on a phone. I don't have a webcam. I don't have a YouTube channel or anything like that. But I need to get some word out, and I don't know how else to really do it right now. So I will be trying to upload this onto YouTube somehow. I have to look into all that. But I need to get the word out about vaccines. I've always had like a maternal gut feeling that it wasn't worth the risk, it wasn't worth the gamble. And I did my own research several years ago when I was first pregnant. And what I found wasn't convincing for me that it was worth the risk, worth the gamble. But now I'm actually learning a little bit more about the legality side of it, the legal side. I've just recently been introduced to Del Bigtree, and if you haven't heard of him, everyone should be aware of him. And you can go to icandecide.org, and I will try to figure out how to put a link below. I don't know anything about YouTube, but like I said, I need to get this out there. But Del Bigtree has gone before our Congress, before the CDC, and has questioned them personally about why they have not done ever a double-blind placebo experiment with fully unvaccinated children and fully vaccinated children to see what are these vaccines doing to our kids. And they have never done it. And CDC says, well, it's unethical to do it beforehand because it's such great medicine. We need to get it out there to the public. And why haven't you gotten these two groups together to see what kind of effects? And they say that, oh, well, afterward, they said they just don't know how. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to get a group of unvaccinated children and a group of vaccinated children and test them and follow them, track them, monitor them to see what effects the vaccines have on the vaccinated kids and what effects don't seem to appear for the vaccinated kids or vice versa. What's happening to the unvaccinated kids that's not happening to the vaccinated kids? It's pretty simple, but CDC can't figure it out. It's just too hard. Anyway, Del Bigtree, look him up, icandecide.org. We all need to be informed here, okay? What they're telling you is it's safe and effective. It has never been tested to be safe and effective. And they have never been tested, the CDC schedule as it stands. So, anyway, okay, moving on. So, I had my attention called to a bill, H.R. 2862, which is on the table right now. And I put together a letter to our House of Representatives who it's going to go before, and I was going to email every single one of them, and I was going to hard copy every single one of them, and I still have to look into hard copying, but I went ahead and looked into emailing. And you can't email, apparently, I don't know how. If you know, I can't email a representative outside of my own district, apparently. Or so it seems. So if anyone out there knows how to contact all of the House of Representatives, regardless of what district you're in, that'd be great if you could put that in a comment below, because I want to talk to all of them, not just mine. I want to tell all of them how I feel. They're all going to be voting on it, right? Why can't I talk to all of them? I can only talk to my one district representative. It's a little messed up. But anyway, and I just wanted to read my letter, and I'm hoping to figure out how to link it down below as well, so you can put in your representative and email your representative if you so choose. I mean, we're all busy here. We all have our own lives, and maybe you just don't have the time, but you agree with the message of it. So you could just put in your representative name, and then I'll try to figure out a link. House of Representatives directory, and you can just type in your zip code and it'll pull up your representative and you can email them. But here's what I said. Dear Representative, I have deep concerns for the proposed bill, H.R. 2862, calling to action, quote, a national system for surveillance of vaccine rates to authorize research on vaccine hesitancy to increase public understanding of the benefits of immunizations, end quote, with an additional $21 million in taxpayers' money. This is extremely concerning because there still has not been a double-blind placebo study with fully vaccinated and unvaccinated children. Perhaps this is the cause for the vaccine hesitancy throughout the nation. I know it certainly is for me. Secondly, a call to a national system for surveillance of vaccine rates should not be the focus when there is a failed system of surveillance of vaccine safety and injuries, VAERS, to address. This is the system that needs to be focused on through updating as recommended by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare based on the study that was granted through grant number R18HS017045, which showed a likelihood that less than 1% of actual injuries are currently being reported. Along with this study's findings and the lack of response from the CDC is perhaps another reason for vaccine hesitancy. I know it is for me. We should be urging the CDC to respond appropriately and responsibly considering millions of children are being negatively affected. Lastly, what I find most disturbing and deeply concerning is how the benefits of immunizations could possibly be made understood by the I'm going to edit that too. Lastly, what I find most disturbing and deeply concerning is how the benefits of immunizations could possibly be made understood to the general public when the benefits have not been properly demonstrated through the scientific method. It seems to me the speculations of the benefits of immunizations is what will be provided to the public disguised as scientifically sound evidence to convince the general U.S. population that vaccines are safe and effective, which has not been proven. There doesn't need to be research performed on vaccine hesitancy. That is a waste of funds. If you want to know why people like me are hesitant, just ask. I will tell you a huge concern for the people that are hesitant to trust vaccines is that there has not been any double-blind placebo study with fully vaccinated and unvaccinated children ever to prove through the scientific method that vaccines are safe and effective. Bottom line, this means our children are guinea pigs in a science experiment that is harming millions, and we will not subject our children to this type of systemic abuse. Also worthy of mentioning is the alarming and unethical fact that the pharmaceutical industries that are producing vaccines have been granted immunity from liability for vaccine injuries. The CDC is now supposed to be responsible for vaccine safety and unfortunately has failed to uphold their end of the bargain. Please, I implore you to hold CDC accountable to their statement that vaccines are safe and effective by providing scientifically sound evidence to the American people that these statements are true, and also to be held accountable to VAERS and the vaccine-injured population of the United States by responding to Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and updating VAERS in their recommended fashion. Do not allow this bill, H.R. 2862, to pass, please. If you actually took the time to read this, thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Kendra, a concerned citizen. So that is my letter to my representative, Huizinga. So I encourage all of you, if you agree with my message, if you agree that this bill is not in the benefit of the American people, like I said, I'll try to link everything down below, and please send it into your representative. Our government is supposed to be by the people, for the people. Unfortunately, we've strayed far from that, and I don't know if the government is by the people, for the people, but it's supposed to be. So, sorry. Getting all emotional. Okay, I get emotional about this because it's insane. that they're pumping out 72 doses before the age of 18. Our children are supposed to receive 72 doses, according to the CDC, of vaccines before the age of 18. And they haven't been tested for safety or effectiveness. Anyway. If you feel that this bill is not in the interest of the American people, please, I encourage you, let your representative know. The more they hear from us, the more they should feel to vote in our favor. So that is the hopes. I will do what I can. I will get my husband to help me because he's more tech savvy than me. So I think you'll be seeing more of me. So anyway, thank you for listening.